Woodruff is away. On the NewsHour tonight, 21 state election systems targeted by Russian hackers during last year's presidential race. Homeland Security officials testify before Congress in the ongoing investigation. Also ahead, $50 million later, Republican Karen Handel prevails over Democrat Jon Ossoff in Georgia's special election. What the race means for future elections in the Trump era. Plus, a heat wave blasts through the Southwest, starting fires, shutting down power, and grounding flights. The increased risk of spiking temperatures due to climate change.
We have a finely tuned civilization, and as the temperature goes up, even though it's only gone up a degree Celsius over 100 years, it does create pockets of these heat waves.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by
economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
Supporting social entrepreneurs and their solutions to the world's most pressing problems. SkollFoundation.org.
The Lemelson Foundation, committed to improving lives through invention in the U.S. and developing countries. On the web at lemelson.org. Supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. More information at macfound.org. And with the ongoing support of these institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
We are now on the eve of seeing a Senate proposal for health care, including replacing the Affordable Care Act. Republican leaders plan to release their bill tomorrow after working on it behind closed doors for weeks. Late today, the Washington Post reported a draft of the bill largely mirrors the House version, but with some notable changes. It'll end Medicaid expansion more gradually, but cut it deeply in the long term. It also removes language that restricts federally subsidized health plans from covering abortions. Lisa Desjardins joins me now. Lisa, considering the process here, tomorrow is going to be an unveiling of this draft, not just to the public, but even to a lot of Republicans.
That's right. Most Republican senators have not seen the language yet, Hari. They tell me that they will see it tomorrow around 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's when Republican senators will gather for this exact reason. When will we see it? When will the public see it? Republican leaders tell me that's at the same time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, online. Not clear exactly where yet. But Hari, even as we wait for the exact bill, today we're hearing from some key senators that they have alarm bells ringing in their head. Remember, Republicans can only lose 2 Republican senators and still have this bill passed. Well, today, Rand Paul told me he sees what he hears as Obamacare light. And another senator, Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, told me he's concerned. He asked for more time to review this bill. He says a vote next week, as is planned, is too soon. He says he's not getting more time, and he's not sure he can get to yes without it.
Speaking of healthcare, today was also an important day, a deadline for insurance companies to figure out whether they're going to participate in some of the exchanges or not.
This is critical for what kind of options people will have on the individual markets. And so far today, Hari, we've learned some news from some insurers pulling out of markets. In fact, Anthem and Blue Cross Blue Shield pulling out of markets in Wisconsin and Indiana. But it's really a mixed story, Hari, because we're also seeing new insurers enter in places like Tennessee, which will have 3 more options for insurance than it did last year. And also I spoke to a company called Medica. They plan on offering insurance throughout Iowa. That will be new for them this year, adding another option for Iowans. But here comes the catch, Hari, in a way. Medica says to do that, they're planning to increase premiums by 43%. So we'll get more news here, but it's a really mixed picture. All of these insurers saying there is instability in the market.
All right, Lisa Desjardins joining us from Capitol Hill. Many thanks. In the day's other news, congressional Republicans and the Trump White House celebrated their latest win in a special election. Republican Karen Handel held the GOP House seat in the Atlanta suburbs, beating Democrat Jon Ossoff in Tuesday's vote. It was the most expensive U.S. House race ever, and both candidates called for unity last night.
To the Jon Ossoff supporters, know that my commitments, they extend to every one of you as well. We may have some different beliefs, but we are part of one community, the community of the 6th District.
We showed the world that in places where no one thought it was even possible to fight, we could fight. We showed them that we can still build coalitions of people who may not see eye to eye on everything, but rather than demonizing each other, we find common ground to move forward.
Another special House election in South Carolina was closer than expected, but Republicans won that one as well. President Trump tweeted the Democrats are losing because they're obstructing action on health care and tax cuts. He's in Iowa this evening for a campaign-style rally. Meanwhile, Montana Republican Greg Gianforte formally joined the U.S. House today. He won a special election last month, despite body-slamming a reporter. He's since been convicted of misdemeanor assault. Today, House Speaker Paul Ryan presided as Gianforte took the oath of office. He replaces Ryan Zinke, who became Interior Secretary. The FBI confirms the gunman who opened fire on House Republicans last week acted alone. Investigators said today that James Hodgkinson of Belleville, Illinois, had no ties to any terror group. He attacked lawmakers at a baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise was gravely wounded, and the hospital upgraded his condition to fair today. A police officer was stabbed at an airport in Flint, Michigan today, and the FBI is looking at it as an act of terrorism. Officials charged a Canadian man who came to the U.S. last week. The man yelled God is great in Arabic and made comments about Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. The officer was stabbed in the neck, and officials later said he was at a hospital and his condition was satisfactory. In Saudi Arabia, the kingdom's ailing 81-year-old monarch elevated his much younger son to the role of successor today. The decision comes at a moment of economic challenges and high tensions with regional rival Iran.
The custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, has issued royal decrees.
The announcement was read on state television. King Salman named his son, 31-year-old Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince, next in line to the throne. He also became Interior Minister in charge of security. The king's nephew, Mohammed bin Nayef, lost both titles, but he appeared with the new Crown Prince and pledged loyalty.
I am content. I'm going to rest now, and may God be with you.
The announcement capped Prince Mohammed's meteoric rise to power since his father assumed the throne in 2015. Peter Waldman, a writer for Bloomberg Businessweek, profiled the young prince last year.
He wants to bring entrepreneurship and initiative and kind of a high-tech sensibility to Saudi Arabia. On social issues, he is relatively progressive, meaning that he clearly can see a point in time when women will be driving and can essentially travel and take jobs without their husbands or male guardians' permission.
He was already defense minister and firmly opposes dialogue with Shiite Iran, fierce rival to the Saudis and their Sunni allies. Prince Mohammed has also overseen the Saudi military campaign against Yemen's Shiite Houthi rebels in a proxy war with the Iranians.
His confrontation with Iran across the Persian Gulf is a bit dangerous. He has said and is willing to do military interventions in Yemen, most notably, where lots of civilians have died in this ongoing war. People worry that he doesn't necessarily have the wisdom of age and experience.
On the domestic side, the prince has championed economic reforms. He wants to reduce the country's dependence on oil and allow an initial public offering of stock in the state-owned oil giant Saudi Aramco. The elevation of Mohammed bin Salman came after he met with President Trump during the president's visit last month. The White House said President Trump called Prince Mohammed today to offer his congratulations. Elsewhere in the Middle East, President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner spent today in the region, pushing Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. Kushner met first with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Later, he met with President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. In Iraq, the Islamic State group has destroyed a historic mosque in Mosul. The centuries-old site is where the group's leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, declared a so-called Islamic caliphate in 2014, shortly after ISIS captured the city. It comes as Iraqi forces are pushing into the old city, the group's last stronghold in Mosul. There's been a new confrontation in the skies over the Baltic Sea for the second day in a row. Russia released footage today that shows a NATO fighter jet near a plane carrying the Russian defense minister. Then a Russian fighter moves in before the NATO plane pulls away. NATO says it was following standard procedure. Back in this country, Tropical Storm Cindy crawled toward the Gulf Coast, drenching a stretch from eastern Texas to the Florida Panhandle. Both Louisiana and Alabama declared emergencies over fears of flooding. The storm is expected to make landfall near the Texas-Louisiana border overnight and could dump a foot of rain. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards.
This will be a severe weather event that primarily consists of threats of rain and flooding. But there also is a potential for wind damage as well. No one should be under the belief that this is only going to affect coastal Louisiana or southeast Louisiana. This storm is going to affect the entire state.
A 10-year-old died on the Alabama coast after being struck by a log washed in on a storm surge from Cindy. A jury in Milwaukee has acquitted a former police officer in the shooting of a black man last August. Dominique Hagan Brown had been charged with first-degree reckless homicide in the shooting of 23-year-old Sylville Smith. It happened after a traffic stop and a brief foot chase. Smith had a gun but appeared to be throwing it over a fence. The shooting sparked 2 nights of riots. The CEO and co-founder of Uber has resigned. Travis Kalanick stepped down overnight amid turmoil at the ride-hailing company. Uber faces allegations of sexual harassment and theft of trade secrets, plus a federal investigation into whether it misled local regulators. And on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 57 points to close at 21,410. The Nasdaq rose 46 points, and the S&P 500 dropped a point. Still to come on the News Hour, the former Homeland Security Secretary testifies before Congress on the Russia investigation. What Georgia's special election means for Democrats' chances to take back the House, how cities are bracing for potential cuts to Medicaid, and much more. On Capitol Hill today, current and former U.S. government officials testified before members of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, painting a clearer portrait of how Russia meddled in the 2016 U.S. elections. A current FBI official told the Senate Intelligence Committee how the Russian government directed cyber attacks to wage an information campaign that favored then-candidate Trump. Homeland Security official Janet Manfra also offered new details on how Russians attempted to interfere with state election systems.
As of right now, we have evidence of 21 states, or election-related systems in 21 states that were targeted.
But in no case were actual vote tallies altered in any way, shape, or form.
That is correct.
In a separate and almost simultaneous hearing before House Intelligence, former Secretary of Homeland Security Jeh Johnson described learning about Russian hacking into Democratic National Committee systems months after the FBI became aware.
It had been some months before I was learning of this that the FBI and the DNC had been in contact with each other about this, and I was not very happy to be learning about it several months later, very clearly. I was not pleased that we were not in there helping them patch this vulnerability.
We get more on the Senate Intelligence Committee's Russia investigation now with one of its key members, Senator James Lankford, Republican from Oklahoma. He joins us now from Capitol Hill. Senator, thanks for being here. This afternoon, we heard multiple DHS officials say that they have more and more evidence that Russia tried to interfere in the campaigns or interfere in the election systems in 21 different states. And while they stressed that none of the votes were flipped in any of these states, they did say that some of these intrusions kind of made it past the security systems. So So my question is, why not release the information on which states or which localities were compromised?
So the FBI has a very clear policy. They don't expose victims, and they consider these states to be victims of an intrusion on the outside. If those states want to be able to say that, or if they want to be able to release that, obviously they're welcome to do. But for a location that was actually attacked by an outside force, they're not going to release it. Some of those will continue to come out. Some of those states will say, yes, we're one of the states, and the list will eventually come out.
I mean, you agree it's important, regardless of you're Democrat or Republican, to make sure that these things are fixed, especially between now and 2018.
Absolutely. It is. There were really 3 simultaneous hearings today, 1 in the House, 2 in the Senate, both of them in the Senate dealing with state election systems and also dealing with state penetrations from outside actors trying to be able to reach into multiple state agencies.
Since this investigation into Russian meddling began, has anything changed your opinion in how serious this is?
Oh, no, it hasn't changed my opinion. I serve on the Intel Committee. We've been very aware of it. I think more Americans are aware of what's going on as we try to engage our federal government to be able to step up to the level of risk that we really face. A lot of states have become more aware of it, and their state CIOs, chief information officers, and other agencies are now stepping up to say this is a real threat. We need to be able to treat it seriously.
You know, since this began, we have reports just in the last couple of days from the New York Times now that says the CIA director, Mike Pompeo, continued to brief Michael Flynn even after he was given information that Michael Flynn might be compromised. Was this handled appropriately?
It was handled appropriately. I was very surprised at that New York Times story. They get some things right. For this one, it seemed to be much ado about nothing. The fact that in the earliest days, Michael Flynn was there and that there were some people from the previous administration that didn't like Michael Flynn or thought that he had been challenged before. This administration, the current administration, was still trying to determine that and to be able to put that off on Mike Pompeo, who had also just been hired days before. Literally, they're confronting Mike Pompeo, saying he should have confronted a White House official days into his new post. I think is an unfair reevaluation and rewrite of history.
You know, this almost seems to, you know, from an outsider's perspective, even when it comes to intelligence gathering, there's a layer of politics on it and a layer of distrust. Because you'd think that by the time the information filters up to the head of the CIA, that whoever's coming up with that information is putting country first and not party.
Correct, and you would also assume that there's a way to be able to interpret that information. At times you see an accusation that may be released out, for instance with Michael Flynn, to say that he might have been compromised, he might have been vulnerable to blackmail. When you actually see that information, I think a lot of Americans will look at it and go, what in the world are they talking about? One analyst will look at one thing and see it one way, another analyst will look at it and see it an entirely different way. So there's much more open to interpretation here than what the Americans are being led to believe in this by that story. I would just tell people, take a deep breath. Let's not try to revise history of what was actually going on in literally the very first week of a new administration as they're getting organized.
Is there any concern that Michael Flynn had access to information that he should not have had?
No, I haven't seen a concern on that. He is the National Security Advisor working next to the President. So in his time that he was the National Security Advisor, is working in the White House, he should have access to that information. Obviously, once the President fired him, he should have access to no information at all at that point.
You've also had the opportunity to listen to Mike Rogers you've had the head of the DNI and the head of the CIA in closed-door sessions. Has anything that they've told you, without having to reveal it here, given you any greater sense of comfort or greater sense of alarm?
No, they haven't. Obviously, when we walk through classified information and sources and methods and how things are determined, we get a chance to see the raw data. Very often what comes out in open hearings is an impression that's been made, and then you look back at the data and you have to determine whether I would agree or disagree with that same impression. We are walking through all the investigation, though, in a very bipartisan way. The Senate Intelligence Committee is a very bipartisan committee where we try to look at all the information, have real conversations. You don't have Republicans and Democrats behind closed doors. We have people passionate about national security behind closed doors, and I think that's the way that it should be.
You know, the White House is supposed to announce, possibly as early as this week, to settle this question on whether or not there exist recordings of conversations between the President and former Director James Comey. As a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, do you have any reason to believe that there are or that there are not tapes?
We don't know. We've obviously made that request. We would receive those recordings. It would clear up a lot of the issues. Obviously, the former FBI director, Jim Comey, said he released out his memos that were an FBI document that after he left employment, he released them out anyway, try to proactively cut that off. I wish he would not have done that. That if we have recordings, we could get the recordings, get all the information out there. But at this point, if there is a recording based on a tweet from the president saying that Jim Comey better hope that there aren't, I would quite frankly tell you, if the White House has recordings, they should release them. That settles the issue.
If there are recordings, is that concerning to you?
It would only be a question for me to try to figure out why that they're trying to record what's happening in the White House and what's happening in private conversations. If there are, to get the information out, let's resolve the issues and try to determine why those are happening, what was the source of those, and then that helps settle a lot of issues.
All right, Senator James Lankford from the Senate Intelligence Committee and from Oklahoma. Thanks so much.
You bet. Thank you.
We return now to the results of yesterday's special elections in Georgia and South Carolina and what both parties can learn from these congressional races as we look ahead to next year's midterms. John Yang has more on that.
Joining me now to look at what happened in these two southern races and the big takeaways for both Democrats and Republicans are Karine Jean-Pierre. She's a senior advisor for MoveOn.org and worked in the Obama White House. And David Avella, chairman of GOPAC, a Republican political action committee focused on developing candidates to run for higher office. Karine, David, thanks for joining us. Two special elections, two Republican districts. Republicans held on. One was being highly watched, one not so much. The one being highly watched was not as close as people thought it might be. The one that nobody seemed to be watching was much closer. So what did we learn last night? Karine, let's start with you. What did we learn yesterday?
Well, there's a few big takeaways, but I do want to be clear here. Yes, the one that we watched, which is Georgia 6, we didn't come as close as we thought, but he was dealing with a 24-point deficit. If you think about Tom Price, who won that district in November, he got as close as 5 points, which I think says a lot. That district is a gerrymandered district that is a stronghold for Republicans. It was it's a Republican +8 district. And so I think getting that close says a lot. There is a lot of takeaways that I take from it, which is, number one, I think in 2018, if we're now able to play in Georgia and South Carolina, we're going to be able to play in a lot of different other states, because Georgia and South Carolina are deep red states. And also, just looking at South Carolina for a second, it went under the radar. It did better than we expected. To me, that's going to be more like 2018, because you're going to have 435 races that you're not going to be able to pay attention to. And so I think there is some similarities there, which are you're just not going to have that focus that you did with Georgia 6.
David, what did we learn?
Well, here are the facts. South Carolina 5 was only competitive because Republicans didn't pay attention to it. Democrats did exactly what they needed to do, which was to try to sneak up on the Republicans. It failed. And in Georgia 5, this is a race that every poll except one said Jon Ossoff was going to win, and he didn't come close. 5 points is not a close win. Republicans should feel good about what happened yesterday, but here is the bigger lesson, and it's really for the U.S. Senate, not the U.S. House. These 4 special elections all say the same thing. Karine's team cannot put enough progressives together for the 9 Democrats who sit in seats where Donald Trump won their states. And if they're going to get reelected, they've got to find Republicans and independents that are willing to come vote for them. And if they're going to do that, they better find something in the Trump agenda that they can vote for, that they can go back home and tell folks they're supporting the president's agenda.
Karine, what about that? Is it enough for the Democrats just to be against everything that the Republicans are doing?
I completely agree. We cannot just be anti-Trump. We have to actually have I believe, a progressive, clear vision and be able to talk about that vision and be able to define ourselves before the Republicans do, but also use that vision to be able to draw that stark contrast with Donald Trump. And so that is, I think, a lesson that we learned from yesterday, which is incredibly important. But I do want to point out that there are about 70 to 80 districts that are going to come up in 2018 that are not as red at all as Georgia and South Carolina that we will be competitive in. So I just want to be clear. And also, special elections are special elections for a reason. We should not put too much stock into this. In 2005, Democrats lost special elections, and then in 2006, they won the majority back in the House.
David, is there, going back to what Karine said in her first answer, is there reason to be concerned on the Republican side that in every special election, the Democrats, have outperformed, have done better than they've done in previous congressional elections, and in some cases have done better than President Trump did in those districts?
Republicans still won. Republicans are still in the majority. And if Republicans pass tax reform, pass a health care system that's better than Obamacare, keeps Americans safe, and works on an infrastructure bill, it will be a good day for Republicans in 2018. We have far more control over our fate in 2018 if we do the things that we need to do that voters elected us to do.
I want to get back to the health care, but Corinne, I also want to ask you, the one thing in the Georgia race that the Republicans did apparently effectively is they draped Nancy Pelosi around the shoulders of the Democratic candidate. Is that a concern going into the midterms?
I think this is what goes back to what I was saying earlier. You have to define yourself first before Republicans do. And to me, remember, this is a deep red district. Both of them were. And to me, it's like it's an old playbook. Most people don't know who Nancy Pelosi is. Most people don't know who Paul Ryan is. And once again, this was in a different type of a district that Democrats, it shouldn't have been competitive in the first place.
Poor Corinne has to redefine what victory means. And you either win and you get to go to Washington and govern, or you don't. And there's much discussion today about should Nancy Pelosi go or shouldn't she go. And progressives are saying she should go, and some are saying she shouldn't, and Republicans are saying please keep her. Nancy Pelosi is only the messenger for a larger progressive cause. The problem isn't per se Nancy Pelosi. It's the ideas that she's ultimately pushing. There's not enough Americans who support that view to get Democrats elected.
David, you mentioned health care, that if they need to get to, or not, that they need to pass things, they need to get some victories up on the board. How important politically is, we're going to see the health care bill tomorrow in the Senate, getting a vote by July? The public support for the health care bill has been dropping since the House introduced it and passed it. Is there concern that you do this and you get saddled with an unpopular bill, much the same way that the Democrats did 8 years ago?
Well, we have to have a bill that helps keep premiums in line, that ultimately gives good access to health care, which we're not talking about the fact that every month another state goes down more health care providers so that more Americans have to go find health insurance somewhere else in a system where there may have only been that one health care provider on the insurance side. So Republicans need to deliver a health care bill that gets rid of the taxes that Obamacare put on, that not only will make health care better, but will also help create jobs and spur the economy. But two, will allow doctors and patients to keep a strong relationship between each other, and provides ultimately access to everyone.
Less than 30 seconds.
Well, my friend David needs to read the CBO score of the House bill, what we're hearing, that Senate bill is very similar to the House bill. Look, it's cruel. If the House bill was mean, it sounds like the Senate bill is going to be cruel. And honestly, it's not even about politics or electoral elections at this point. It's about taking people off of their health care. It's about people potentially dying. And what we're seeing is the Republicans want to kick off tens of millions of people and hurt our most vulnerable. And that is a problem.
But that is what Obamacare is doing.
No,
more and more people are losing their health insurance every month under this current Obamacare.
We're going to have to leave it there.
Independent office.
We're going to know more tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll talk more about this after tomorrow. Corinne Jean-Pierre, David Avella, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John.
Stay with us. Coming up on the NewsHour, why is a heat wave baking the Southwest and grounding flights? Plus, actor Alan Alda explains what he has learned on how to communicate effectively. But first, as we heard, Senate Republicans are pushing hard to pass their own bill next week to replace and overhaul the Affordable Care Act. One of the key issues, major cuts to Medicaid, the joint federal-state program that provides health care to low-income Americans, the elderly, and disabled. It was expanded under Obamacare, but now 14 million Medicaid recipients stand to lose that coverage under a bill passed by the House. Reports out tonight say there will be even deeper cuts under the Senate version. Special correspondent Kat Wise reports from Los Angeles on how this could directly affect patients.
A homeless man on Skid Row hoping to finally get a roof over his head. A middle-class mom earning an income to take care of her disabled son. a working-class truck driver getting care for his complex medical problems. 3 very different lives with a common thread now at risk of being cut: Medicaid.
Los Angeles is well known for its Hollywood stars with glamorous lifestyles, but the city is also home to many who are much less fortunate. The working poor and homeless have benefited here from the Affordable Care Act. In fact, about 1.2 million residents gained health insurance through the Medicaid expansion, but all of that may be about to change.
The Republican plan to replace the Affordable Care Act, passed by the House of Representatives in May and now being considered by the Senate, would fundamentally alter Medicaid in 2 key ways. First, the ACA's Medicaid expansion that offered states the option of covering most non-disabled childless adults with incomes below and just above the poverty line would end within several years.
We're going to get this passed through the Senate. I feel so confident.
The House bill, which President Trump cheered in May but is since reportedly called mean, also calls for converting the entire program from one with no cap on dollars spent to one where states get a fixed amount of money. It would give state governments more flexibility about how to spend Medicaid dollars, but would cut the amount they receive by more than $800 billion over a decade, according to the Congressional Budget Office.
I think we'll have ample opportunity to read and amend the bill.
A Senate version, which would eventually need to be merged with the House bill before becoming law, is still being crafted, but is said to include many of these same adjustments, though with a potentially longer rollback of the Medicaid expansion. California stands to lose more than any other state under the House version, $6 billion a year starting in 2020 and more than $24 billion by 2027. Those cuts could have a big impact on this group.
I think you have hypertension, diabetes, neuropathy.
For the last several years, Los Angeles County has been deploying teams of nurses, mental health and substance abuse counselors, and formerly homeless peer advocates throughout Skid Row. Their goal is to improve health outcomes for this medically complex and costly homeless population by giving them a home. This Housing for Health program uses Medicaid dollars to fund supportive services like mental health counseling and substance abuse treatment in locations where new housing is being offered. On the day we tagged along, the team reconnected with a client who's been wanting to get off the streets.
Are you familiar with the Russ Hotel?
No.
No? Okay, so that's like, that's the one that everyone likes because you get your own room.
That sounds like my kind of room.
Yeah, exactly. We do. Yeah.
So it was a blessing to find him here. But basically, link him to services and help him get to the point where he wants to be.
Nearly 3,000 people have received housing so far, and the goal is to get 7,000 more off the streets by 2020.
We've had dramatic drops in emergency department visits and hospitalizations following housing people.
Dr. Mitch Katz is the director of the Los Angeles Health Agency, and he has been leading the county's effort. We met at the Star Apartments, a 100-unit building in the heart of Skid Row, with a community garden, various counseling services,
good morning,
and a health clinic on the main floor. The monthly rent is covered by county general funds, donations, and residents, but the services provided are covered by Medicaid. Dr. Katz took me on a tour of a recently vacated unit.
You'll see that although the space is small, it has everything that you would need. You have a refrigerator, stove, sink. It's not grand, but it really changes somebody's life. Over 100 people came directly out of the hospital bed or directly from the emergency room and are now living here. And I can take care of them for way less than it costs to be in the hospital, and they will have a much higher quality life.
The ACA's Medicaid changes have also been felt by a much wider swath of the population, low-income, often working adults who previously had no access to health insurance. And that was the story for 60-year-old Jorge Arias, a former self-employed truck driver.
I have an appointment.
Arias, who has had Medicaid for the last 2 years, is a patient at the Saban Community Clinic, a nonprofit federally qualified health center which opened its doors to low-income clients 50 years ago.
See you. How's everything going?
Everything's great.
Last year, Arias had emergency surgery after a heart specialist determined he had 3 blocked arteries. Without insurance, he says,
I'd not even be alive, because no medications, no doctors.
Well, we see about 18,000 to 20,000 patients a year.
10,000 of them have Medicaid, and over 8,000 of them got it with the expansion under the ACA.
Julie Hudman is the CEO of the clinic.
Before we had the ACA, someone would come in, and depending on their income, we take a copay, and it typically was around $18 per person. Now, when a patient comes in with Medicaid, we receive about $200 for the visit. The difference between the $18 and the $200, $225 is a huge source of revenue for us. It allows us to stabilize, to keep our doors open, and then actually expand services.
So how have you been this week?
Fine. I'm good.
Some of those new services include mental health counseling, which could be cut back if the clinic loses funding.
You all right now?
Traditional Medicaid programs like those for the disabled and long-term care for the elderly could also be impacted.
Okay, baby.
Victoria and Steve Rosen are the proud adopted parents of 16-year-old Max, who has a number of health problems due to prenatal exposure to drugs and alcohol.
So this is Max. When we first met him in the NICU, he had a very rough beginning.
Max is the recipient of a Medicaid-funded program called In-Home Supportive Services.
Are you hungry?
Victoria earns about $3,500 a month through the program to help Max with things like personal care and feeding. That financial support has been key for the family because helping Max is a full-time job, and Victoria hasn't been able to work outside the home.
It helps us survive, basically. I mean, before this, we were in debt. We don't spend a lot of extra money, and all the money we spend is on Max.
But many supportive Medicaid service programs like this one are considered optional under traditional Medicaid.
You want to do? You can do.
And if states have to take on more financial responsibility for Medicaid with the new Republican plan, health analysts and program leaders say the optional services are likely to be cut. To the Rosens, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
IHSS saves money. It would be more expensive to take care of someone like Max in an institutional setting than it is to have him in his own house.
Many Republicans say these programs may be important, but Medicaid is simply out of control.
Medicaid has grown into this incredibly wasteful program, rife with fraud, siphoning lots of money away from the people the program should be helping.
Michael Cannon is the director of health policy studies at the Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank. Cannon is concerned the current legislation being considered by Congress would not go far enough in axing federal Medicaid regulations and turning over control to the states.
So what Congress should be doing here is saying to the states, look, we don't know how to run these programs better than you. We will continue our contribution to your Medicaid programs, but we're going to give you a fixed amount of money. It's not going to grow from one year to the next. But we're also going to give you full flexibility to run your programs the way you think is best for your state. States will have much greater incentives then to eliminate fraud, to make sure that those Medicaid dollars are being spent on the people the program was meant to help and not on the people the program was not meant to help.
Back in Los Angeles, the health department's Dr. Katz says he has no problem working within a budget as long as it's a fair one.
If you give me flexibility, I can do a better job, and I could do a better job for less money, but I can't do 70 cents on the dollar, then I'm actually going to have to cut services.
While the healthcare debates continue in Washington, the teams on Skid Row are still hitting the streets looking for people to help and hoping they can do so for a very long time. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Kat Wise in Los Angeles, California.
Now let's turn to the extreme heat wave baking the west and southwest parts of the country. Temperatures are well above the 100-degree mark. In California, it was 127 degrees yesterday in Death Valley, 122 in Palm Springs. In Phoenix, the temperature is expected to top out at 118 degrees today. In fact, it's been so hot there, more than 40 flights were canceled or delayed because some planes can't safely lift off in that heat. A new analysis published in the journal Nature Climate Climate Change this week also said climate change is leading to more heat waves in general. It found that 30% of the world's population is exposed to potentially deadly heat for 20 days per year or more. It's the subject of our weekly segment on the leading edge of science with Miles O'Brien. And let's start with what's happening in Phoenix. Miles, you've flown for a long time. We've always heard of flights being delayed because it's too cold. How can a flight not take off because it's so hot?
Yeah, Hari, if it weren't for the snow and ice, the winter would be the perfect time to fly because a wing achieves flight. It derives lift based on the number of air molecules that surround it. And as the temperature heats up, those molecules expand. We know that when you warm things up, things expand generally. So there are fewer air molecules, so it takes a greater amount of speed for that aircraft to fly. And if the runway isn't long enough to support that, in other words, if the temperature is so high that there are so few molecules there to lift the wing that you don't have enough runway to get going fast enough, you're grounded.
All right, so this is still smaller planes that were affected. What's the difference between bigger planes?
Well, the larger planes, the Boeing 737s, the big airliners, are designed to operate in a wider range of circumstances, for one thing. They're kind of a global product that has to operate in all kinds of intense conditions. And frankly, it just costs more to certify them to these parameters. In addition, a 737, for example, has a lot more potential payload, so you can take off some cargo and still fly the mission. These smaller planes are not designed with as much versatility, and because they're smaller, they have less capability to reduce the payload and thus take off. And really, ultimately, they have charts in there that a pilot has to look at, and there'll be a maximum temperature given the altitude of the field, et cetera. And if you exceed that, you legally cannot take off.
And there are lots of runways that are too short to deal with this kind of heat. I mean, we talked about it in Phoenix, but say a place like LaGuardia is confined, or San Francisco is just constrained by a certain amount of space.
Yeah, some researchers looked at this. You know, the LaGuardia runway is about 7,000 feet, the runway's there, and while that's about 20 feet above sea level, and thus the air is denser there by virtue of where it is, and it doesn't get quite as hot. Nevertheless, at that length, there's still some parameters and constraints that we have to be watching as the climate gets warmer. And this goes into the larger subject, Hari, of how our civilization is designed, whether you're thinking about a beach house on a barrier island or a runway at LaGuardia or at Phoenix Sky Harbor. We have a finely tuned civilization, and as the temperature goes up, even though it's only gone up a degree Celsius over 100 years, it does create pockets of these heat waves. We're not exactly sure why, probably because the jet stream is weakening and causing high pressure systems to park in these places. I spoke with a climate scientist who has looked into this extensively. He's at Columbia University. Radley Horton is his name, as part of a series I did for the weather app MyRadar.
If we look at the last decade or two, we're seeing twice as many record-breaking extreme heat events, cities that are breaking their daily record highs for a given day, compared to the number of cities having record-breaking cold temperatures. If you make temperatures just a couple degrees warmer on the hottest days, that means much more demand for air conditioning, for example, which means much greater risk of the power going out precisely at those temperatures, those times when people are so sensitive to just a little more warming from a public health perspective.
It goes a bit to that Goldilocks effect you're talking about, because even our infrastructure and our systems are built for us to be within a certain range.
Exactly, and that's why we need to be really watching the effects of climate change. It's easy to dismiss a 1 degree Celsius increase and say, well, that's not a big deal, but in isolated locations, in specific locations, whether it's Phoenix or whether it's Miami Beach or whether it's another city that has a sea level problem that it is dealing with, or whether it's California dealing with wildfires, those particular pockets, those problems are exacerbated by that overall increase in the temperature of the climate, the overall temperature of the planet. And it causes changes to our weather systems, which we're just beginning to understand. Researchers are just getting a handle on it.
So in the case of this news about Phoenix and do airlines who think about buying planes years and years out, these are hundreds of millions of dollars worth of purchases, do they think differently about what kind of jets to buy or where to park all those jets in a place with a long runway?
Hari, I think this is something the aviation industry has not gotten out ahead of. I suspect there are a lot of conversations going on right now as we've seen this record heat wave. There was a similar record heat wave last year as well, which caused similar problems. So the airlines are going to have to contend with this, the airliner makers, and airports as well. The longest runway at Phoenix Sky Harbor is a little more than 11,000 feet. They might have to think about extending that runway. What about LaGuardia, though? Is that even possible? Is it possible to even consider that? All these things get factored into the consequences of climate change and how we as a civilization can adapt to it.
All right, science correspondent Miles O'Brien, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Now, a lesson in communication from an unlikely but very familiar source. It's the latest addition to the NewsHour bookshelf. Jeffrey Brown has that.
One enormous turn in the life of Alan Alda, his 11-year run in the 1970s and 80s as star of MASH, one of the most beloved programs in television history.
Hello, and welcome to Scientific American Frontiers.
Another, by his own account, came in 1993, when he began to host the PBS series Scientific American Frontiers. He was a non-scientist learning on the go, using his trademark humor and wit to get the experts to explain complicated ideas in accessible language.
What keeps the water from going in here? I mean,
well, it's actually tapered. If you look at the hatch, it's like the portholes. The pressure pushes them down.
What I brought to it was curiosity and a huge fund of ignorance. And I just was after them until they could help me fill up the ignorance a little bit with real stuff. But that process of connecting with them, getting them to be who they were, because they worried about getting me to understand it. So it was much more personal. And that's when I realized that you could build on that. You could help people do that all the time. Okay, now he's leaving.
First, he worked to help scientists and science writers do it all the time, helping to found the Center for Communicating Science at Stony Brook University in New York. Now comes a book for the rest of us, with the colorful title, If I Understood You, Would I Have This Look on My Face? Alan Alda and I met recently at Listener Auditorium in Washington before he gave a talk about the problem and promise of communicating.
What I think I found is that it's all based on a personal connection. That if I can sort of understand in some way, make some approximation of what you're thinking and feeling, it's easier for me to get inside your head with my message. If I don't know how you're receiving it, if I can't see how it's landing on you, then I'm just spraying it at you. I'm just trying to pour it into your head, but I'm not really connecting with you. Well, that connection, this is what I don't understand. That connection with another person feels so good. Why do we retreat from it? I don't understand that.
We're living in a time where there's not only skepticism, but even outright hostility from a lot of people towards science. Is that just a communication problem?
I think it's largely a communication problem because there has to be trust, and you get trust through, one way you get trust is through good communication. There are lives at stake. Take doctors.
Yeah.
When patients regard their doctors as being empathic, at least one study has shown that the patients are 19% more likely to follow the doctor's advice. Now, in that 19%, I imagine some lives are at stake.
Yeah, so some of this is life and death, communication.
Yeah. Science needs to be understood by the public so they can support science. I don't tell the people I care about the most important thing that I can tell them, that I do care.
For Alda, better communicating starts with better person-to-person relating, a concept he had to learn as a young actor.
I knew you were supposed to relate in the beginning, and I would do the best I could to relate. I thought it meant leaning into the other person's face. So I was sort of stooped over most of the time. But little by little, I realized you could relate to somebody on the stage even if their back is turned to you. You pick up whatever clues you can. When you don't have clues to pick up, you can estimate what they're probably thinking by virtue of what's just been said, what you've said, or what you've just written them. You can picture what the reader is thinking with each sentence you put down. it really affects all forms of communication.
In several chapters in the book, you describe these training sessions that you have for scientists and many others. And you talk about improv classes, right? Yeah. Improv we think of as comedy.
I know. Most improvisation that people are aware of is comedy improvisation, but that's not what we teach. We teach a much purer form of improvisation in the form of exercises. And they're all designed one on top of another, starting with a very basic kind of exercise that enables you to do the next one, and then that enables you to do the next one. And they all put you in touch with the other person. You have to observe the other person really carefully to improvise. I have to know from your body language and your face what you're doing and what you're thinking. I'm reading your face right now, and it's really fun.
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear you following me, and then I hear you thinking, I wonder what'll ask next.
Really, you could see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly when you look down at the paper.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, but I'm picking it up. You know, it's so funny. Once in a while, I'll be talking to somebody, and I'll think I'm connected to them, and I'll say, wait a second. In my head, I say this. Yeah. What color is his eyes? What color are his eyes?
Yeah.
What's the shape of his nose?
And then you realize you're not really paying attention.
I realize if I think back, there's been a sort of a blob where your face should be.
I hope I haven't dissolved to blobness.
No, you're not blobby at all. No,
thank you.
No.
That's good to know, and also good to see in his work with scientists and writers an attempt to bridge the worlds of science and the arts.
About lungs.
They didn't used to be kept apart so much. Science and art, or the arts and humanities, often were, in Greek times and later, were considered to be different aspects of the same inquiry, the same exploration of being alive in the universe. And I think they're long-lost lovers yearning to be reunited. They should be reunited. We're reuniting them with this work on communication because it's both an art and a science to figure out what's the best way to learn to communicate better.
All right, Alan Alda's book is If I Understood You, Would I Have This Look on My Face? It's quite a title.
Well, you have quite a face.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I had fun
nice to
with
talk to you.
Thank you.
And to our NewsHour share, something that caught our eye that may be of interest to you too. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the debut of a musical oddity, the great stalacpipe organ of Virginia's Luray Caverns. NewsHour recently got a behind-the-scenes look at this one-of-a-kind instrument from those who know it best. Cavern historian John Schaefer starts us off.
Luray Caverns is home to the largest musical instrument in the world, the great stalacpipe organ, and it plays the stalactites. The organ was created by Leland W. Sprinkle. Mr. Sprinkle toured the caverns in 1954 with his young son, and at that time, the guides would tap stalactites to show that the different sizes gave off different tones.
What he did was take rubber mallets and the concept of an organ and put it all together into an instrument. I'm Larry Moyer. I am operations manager for the great stalacpipe organ. You're actually standing inside the organ as it plays because the stalactites cover over 3.5 acres around us. Basically, we call it like a player-type piano. So the sheet of plastic as your song and as the drum rotates, metal brushes fall into contact through holes in the plastic and sends the notes out.
And on occasion, we will have an organist present.
A pipe organ produces its sounds by forcing air through columns. What we're doing here is we're actually playing a 37-note percussion instrument. My name is Otto Pebworth. I play the organ here at Luray Caverns. And I've been playing pipe organs now for probably close to 30 years. It's very settling, very soothing. I just have a chance just to stop and let everything go quiet and make music. And that's what makes it the nicest thing. A room like this lends itself more toward the more peaceful things like Moonlight Sonata or some of the Bach preludes. The Stalague pipe organ is a totally unique instrument unto itself. And because of that, you can just hear something that is totally natural and totally special. It can't be duplicated.
On the NewsHour online right now, jellyfish have fascinated beachgoers and aquarium visitors for generations. We visit a jelly expert at the National Aquarium in Baltimore to learn 6 facts you might not know about the beautiful ocean oddity. All that and more is on our website, pbs.org/newshour. As we say goodnight a week after the men's congressional baseball game tonight, it's the women's turn. The congressional women's softball game pits members of Congress against members of the press. We are proud to have a number of NewsHour staffers on the press team. That is the NewsHour for tonight. I'm Hari Srinivasan. Join us online and again here tomorrow evening. For all of us at the PBS NewsHour on the field and off, thank you and see you soon.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by BNSF Railway. Supported by the Rockefeller Foundation, promoting the well-being of humanity around the world by building resilience and inclusive economies. More at rockefellerfoundation.org. And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
You're watching PBS.